Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first session. It's about revisiting the student government constitution and bylaws. I know many of you are familiar with this document since we have been dealing this responsibility for many years as SPG or SSG advisors. But for the newly appointed advisors, please take this session as a helpful input and a challenge as well to get familiarized as you handle or facilitate your respective organizations. So just sit back, relax, and listen, and your comments and or questions will be entertained later during the open forum. Okay. The Student Government Constitution and Bylaws serve as a framework as well as the backbone of any organizations to facilitate in school. Although we have less implementation for this school year due to pandemic, still we need to reorient ourselves to be ready for the next phase, and hopefully soon when the pandemic will end, we will be together again with our learners in school. The student government, such as the Supreme Pupil Government or SPG in elementary school and Supreme Student Government or SSG in secondary, is taken from the DepEd Order number 47 series of 2014. It is also taken from DepEd Order number 11 series of 2016. With this document, you will find the significant role and contributions of the organization in the schools under the student government program together with other documents. Aside from the constitution and bylaws, there are also the guidelines on the adoption of the constitution and bylaws, the SPG and SSG Commission and Election Standard Elections Code, and additional guidelines belonging to the senior high school in organizing or participating in the student government. Also in the conduct of election, and it defined the duties and responsibilities of the officers in the SSG of the senior high school. It is stated in the guidelines that effective school year 2014 to 2015 and every school year after, all public schools nationwide shall strictly adopt the constitution and bylaws of the SPG and SSG in both elementary and secondary schools. So here you can see on the screen is the preamble. This is the introductory statement which explains the document's purpose underlying its philosophy. So when you adopt the constitution and bylaws, you will write the name of your school in the preamble. Take note that there are 20 articles in the constitution and bylaws. So you may Google and download this document, or a file will be given or provided to you by our YFD coordinators at the end of the conference. Since my time is very limited, I will be highlighting some salient points among the 20 articles. So let us start in Article 1. It's about the general provisions. Article 2, it's about the name and domicile. So here you will provide your name of your school in Article 1 and Article 2. Next is the Article 3. It shows the declaration of principles, objectives, and policies. So there are 10 sections inside the Article 3. In the principles, we are anchored on participatory democracy, responsible servant leadership, collaboration, unity, accountability, and efficiency in serving the student body. Therefore, we teachers advisors are significant instruments in bringing out the learner's potential and inculcating in their hearts and mind the passion for service. And this is a task-related and function-based training for student leaders. Ika nga, ang mga kabataan ay ang pag-asa ng ating bayan. Here, among the objectives in the document, I will show you the 4 important objectives. One is to develop confidence, critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, and learning among the student body, and to utilize these skills in contributing towards nation building. Next, to empower the students to strive for excellence in academics, leadership, and social responsibility, to encourage them to be proactive members of the society. Third, to uphold the values, principles, and ideals of the Department of Education, and to serve, to protect, and to promote the rights and welfare of every student. Article 4 is about membership. Automatic, all students in your school are members of the student body to whom the SPG or SSG shall be committed to serve and to be accountable at all times. Next article is Article 5. It's about the Bill of Rights. There are 16 sections here which states the rights of every student who are members of the organization. And Article 6 are the duties and obligations of students, which are all self-explanatory. Next is the Article 7. Here we can find the powers, duties, and responsibilities of the SPG and SSG. What are these? And take note that SPG and SSG shall be the highest governing body of the students. So they are responsible to get involved, such as in planning, implementation, monitoring and evaluation, and student representation. Like in planning, for example, SPG and SSG is to formulate and recommend programs that will address relevant issues and concerns of the students. In the case of implementation, the SPG and SSG is to implement and enforce policies designed to protect and promote the students' rights and welfare. In the monitoring and evaluation aspect, the SPG or SSG is there always, present in every student activities in the school and even in the community. And as a student representation, the SPG and SSG will serve as a representative of the students in voicing their opinions, suggestions, and grievances, and to make recommendations to the school authorities regarding student matters, affairs, and activities. Next, Article 8. It deals on the composition, election, qualifications, and term of office of the SPG and SSG. There are 8 positions to be filled in the SPG, while 9 positions in the SSG. So from president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, auditor, public information officer, peace officer, grade level counselors for SPG, while grade level representatives for SSG, and grade level chairperson. SPG and SSG election shall be conducted school-wide annually. So in our case, we don't need to worry with the schedule because it is the role of the YFD or Youth Formation Division coordinators to inform us in the conduct of a nationwide campaign, raising awareness and promoting clean and fair conduct of the synchronized SPG or SSG election. Remember that the officer shall hold office for 1 year. And during the election and campaign procedures, we must follow the COMELEC Standard Election Code. Giving emphasis on Section 7 in this Article 8, candidates for president and vice president should be a student from grade 11 and grade 12. Meaning to say, the president must be an incoming grade 12. He or she should have a good academic standing without failing grades and with grade average of 80% from the previous school year, which are evident in his or her Form 137. while the candidates from secretary down to the grade level representatives must be students from grades 7, 8, 9, and 10. Another thing, once they are elected as officials, as SPG or SSG, it shall be or they shall be considered resigned and ineligible from all major elective or appointive position in other clubs or organization. So, meaning when you are an officer of the SPG or SSG, di na pwede mo dagan as president or any other officers or position in other clubs such as Barkada Contra Droga, what else? Science club, math club, and any other organization in school. Okay. Article 9. This mentions the duties and functions of every officer. Just a quick rundown from the top. The duties of the president, the vice president, the secretary, the treasurer, auditor, public information officer, peace officer, grade level counselors for SPG and grade level representatives for SSG, and grade level chairperson. And found in Article 10, this is what we call the permanent committees in the pupil or student government. What are these? There are 7 committees. First is the executive, internal affairs. Well, the executive is headed by the SSG president. Internal affairs is headed by the vice president. Secretariat headed by the secretary. Finance committee is headed by the treasurer. Publicity headed by the PIO. The Students Welfare Committee, composed of the grade level counselors or grade level representative. And Special Programs Committee, based on the appointment of the president. So anyone could be a head or the chairperson of Special Programs Committee. Article 11 is about homeroom class organization. So teacher advisors, this is the basis why every classroom has a set of officers parallel to the organizational structure of the SPG and SSG. In Article 12, Coordinating Council of Campus Co-Curricular Organizations, it explains that the SPG or SSG president is the head of the coordinating council. So there is what we call president circle, where it is composed of all the different presidents of all recognized or legitimate campus organization. Again, dili na pwede ang mga SPG or SSG officers na mahimo pang officers sa mga clubs, no? Or in any school paper position like editor-in-chief or managing editor or associate editor in publication. So among the presidents or in the president's circle, there must be a consultative mechanism, synchronized student activities, accomplishment reports, financial reports. There must be rules and standards. And of course, the school head is the advisor of that council. So para synchronize ang mga activities of different clubs, dili ma-left out ang isa and united ang pag-implement in every activity. Article 13 mentions here the selection, qualifications, and roles of being an SSG advisor. The process of becoming an SSG advisor goes like this. The newly appointed SPG or SSG officers will nominate 3 teachers na ilahang gusto to become an advisor, ilahang pilian, and then they will endorse it to the principal for approval through a resolution made by the organization. And then, when approved, you now become an SPG or SSG advisor. Inana ba ang process in our every school why you become the teacher advisor of the SPG and SSG? I hope so. Article 14, it deals on the commission and election. So here, you will find also the selection, qualifications, compositions, duties, and responsibilities of the COMELEC officer. Take note that they are different from or separate from the SSG. They have their own teacher in charge or COMELEC advisor. They have a chairperson and members as well from different grade level. So we follow the COMELEC, so they will implement the COMELEC standard code. Article 15, it is about the General Assembly. Here, it is composed of all elected homeroom class organization presidents of the school. So perhaps they shall convene once every 2 months or as need arises. So depende na siya sa pamunuan sa SSG. Article 16 is about membership to the Division, Regional, and National Federation of Supreme Student Government. So, kita, automatic ta na member of the Division of Misamis Occidental, and then Region 10, and in the National Federation of the Supreme Student Government. Article 17 is about meeting and quorum. So in every meeting, it shall be or it shall constitute 50% plus 1 of the total number of officers to constitute a quorum. Article 18 is about finance. So it is important that every receipts of money from all sources shall be evidenced by acknowledgement receipts. There should be a monthly report and annual report of all receipts, collections, and disbursements. So remember, all disbursements must be duly approved by the school head. No? Much better if you have your own SSG bulletin board or transparency board to show everyone the SSG or SPG financial statement. Next is Article 19. It's about impeachment, resignation, and vacancies in the position of SPG and SSG. So there are grounds why an officer can be impeached, such as culpable violation of the Constitution and bylaws, gross misconduct, violation to person in authority, negligence, and disloyalty. Of course, there's always a due process. So case hearing will be conducted and there is voting session and decision of the General Assembly shall be final. Last article is the ratification of the Constitution. So we cannot just ratify the Constitution in just one snap because we are just adopting the document from the national agency. So it must be an official issuance through a DepEd order or a memorandum. Therefore, an approval of the DepEd secretary is required. So, to sum it up, DepEd, SPG, and SSG program seeks to organize and institutionalize the SPG and SSG in both public and private schools nationwide, with a view to make it efficient and responsive to the needs of the students, school, and community as well. They play a very significant role in implementing the projects or programs and other activities, upholding the values, principles, and ideals of DepEd. So let me leave you with this saying that if our youth arise and act, they have the strength and dynamism to generate a huge transformation in our society. So thank you for listening, and I hope you find this session relevant and helpful in dealing our respective SPG and SSG organization. And I also hope that we can see each other soon with a face-to-face teacher training or teacher advisors training. So see you soon.